Good, everybody. Welcome back to Midnight Sun. I ain't do no vlogcast in a while, but I feel like it's the perfect time to do it. I'm out here just walking around downtown. Just came from the mall. It's kind of cool living downtown because I don't really have to drive nowhere. I don't have to do nothing that much. Like, I just can go out and walk. Everything's right here. Everything I need is right here. I got good food, good shopping. I ain't gonna say good shopping because Alaska don't got too many options like that. But great food. Just a nice scenery. Everybody out here just walking around and shit. No matter what temperature it is, it's always just a vibe out here. It's always a nice little, I don't know, if you're a people watcher, you can come out here and watch people. That sounds creepy, but yeah. I want this vlogcast to be about stress and working through stress and, remaining positive no matter what you go through. No matter what obstacles you're facing, you gotta remain positive. You gotta keep a game plan. Be strategic because, society is built to destroy you. It's built to tear you down, to make you submit to the matrix. It's built to make you want to be stuck in survival mode and competition against your own people, your own neighbors, your own self. Is built to tear you down one by one. And I think we should combat that with healthy choices, like healthy practices, healthy techniques, like deep breathing, meditation. A lot of things can help. So I just want people to realize that there's tools out here that you can use to help you remain balanced and just protected from the matrix. Yes, you have to live in the matrix. Yes, you have to. Damn, that car was so close. Yes, you have to have an ego to survive in this world. But you have to know that your ego is not against you. Your ego is trying to protect you in this world. But sometimes when you don't know that fact, you can use your ego in a self-destructive type of way. And that's where I want to get at in this podcast, right? I'll be right back. So basically for me, what I use to combat it is, I wouldn't say solitude is the only thing I use, but it's a mindful solitude. I know how to be social, and I know when to retreat. Everybody needs to know how to retreat in this world. And the ones who do know how to retreat, they need to know how to be more social. You have to have a balance at it, because too much of something is not a good thing. Too much solitude can literally knock you on balance when you get back into society and try to meet new people, try to work a job. Like, you have to have that balance of knowing when to do something and when not to do something. So for me, I've always been such a lone wolf and a homebody and an introvert that it became hard for me to get out of that. Like, I became really addicted to being alone. And as I grew, honestly, this started when I was a teenager. As a kid, I was way more active because I didn't see the world as what it is today. I had blindfolds over my eyes at one point. It was the innocence. As I grew to a teenager and started realizing a lot of things, I retreated. I started to retreat. I started to avoid things, avoid people, avoid my emotions. And I just like to be alone. That was my way of coping with things. But as I turn into an adult, I notice it becomes a really bad habit. And I'm still breaking that habit to this day. All right, it's cold out here. I got to cover my mouth. Woo! Becomes a bad habit, and I'm still breaking free. I'm still choosing. I still choose solitude. Don't get me wrong. But now I know when my body, my mind, my spirit needs to retreat from being too active, because my job, I'm really around people all the time. And I'm not used to that. I'm not used to saying hi and hello and all types of stuff every day. In the past, I would choose jobs in the AM shift where I wouldn't have to see anybody. I can work alone or work with a few people. With this new job I got, it's like I'm literally in the spotlight. So, and I know my calling is to be in the spotlight. All these platforms I got, they're all not big platforms, but they will be if I be consistent at it, because I know this is my calling, is to just show the world who I am and to speak and to share things that I never really shared before. So coming out of the solitude is just as hard as going into the solitude. So that's a major thing that we need to talk about more, because it's okay to get the solitude, but I feel like society now, everybody's ghosting each other, everybody's pushing each other away, they're avoiding real conversations, they're avoiding heart-to-hearts, they're avoiding just truth and honesty. It's real easy to avoid people and ghost even yourself. Even the things you're hiding within, it's easy to do that. And I feel like we need to challenge each other to face oneself and each other. A lot of things could be better if we just stopped running from our problems and started facing them head on. That way we won't bring issues to each other. You feel me? My mask is all wet from... my mask is soaking wet. This is nasty, but it's life in Alaska right here. So, my bad. Took a little detour. I walk at least 6 or 7 miles a day at work. Like I'm on my feet 12 hours or more, actually more than 12 hours a day. So I'm just trying to stay active on my time off, stay fit, stay ready for my next shift, my next hitch. But yeah, it just feels good out here today. It was a little cold when I started walking. Now it feels really good. That's the thing about people, they don't know Alaska. They think it's like super, super cold, which it is. But where I'm from, Anchorage, it gets cold, but it's also warm at the same time, especially when you're dressing appropriately. Nobody up here dressing like it's a fucking beach out here or nothing. So when you dress warm and when you moving your body, it feels so fucking good. The air is so crisp and fresh to breathe in. It feels like you're drinking a cold glass of water every time you breathe. That's what I love about cold weather. Let me go. But yeah, so what I was saying was solitude could be detrimental to your growth if you stay in it, if you stay stuck in it, if you depend on it too much, if you're avoiding life. I know a lot of people who are like that. They avoid life, they avoid fun, joy, experience. I was like that for the longest time. And that went away once I started traveling. First time I traveled was to California. I had a great time. And it made me realize that I'm missing out on a lot of fun just because I'm afraid of the bullshit that life throws at me. Oh gosh, it's a roadblock ahead. Why'd I come this way? That's the thing about Alaska. It's a lot of fucking roadblocks, bro. Especially in the wintertime, you got snow piles everywhere. You be walking a straight path and then all of a sudden it's a giant hill of snow. And you're like, what the fuck? Where do I go now? I'm not getting stuck in no snow, bro. I know my ways around this motherfucker. Especially this neighborhood. This is my old neighborhood. I moved from over here in like 2017. I still got family living over here. My brother, his wife and his kids, probably home right now. But I'm on a mission to get these walks in, these steps in, get this mile going, get my body, keep my body attuned to being on my feet all day. I like this shit, bro. I like staying fit. I like moving. That's another thing with solitude. You don't move that often. You don't go out and get your exercise that you need, your sunlight, your oxygen. Stay in that room all day and you basically suffocate in grief and sorrow and misery and whatever you want to call it. So this is my way of shadow working. It's by moving my body and allow my body to move. And that's my message. I just want people to have a solution to whatever they're going through. There's always a way out of it. There's always a solution to get you from being stuck in one way. This world wasn't created in one way. You weren't created in one way. It's always a splitting of a cell, duality, whatever you want to call it. There's always another side that you can choose to operate from. And I think that's the beauty of life. So that's the way to see your solutions. Just knowing that this world was created from solutions. And if the world ended, there's a beginning, because there's a solution there. Something's always going to combat the opposite side. I wouldn't even say combat. It's more of harmony than anything. Because I learned a lot from my solitude and my avoidance and my fear of life. I learned a lot about death that way. I was dead, basically living. I was existing. I wasn't truly living my life. And I'm just now starting to truly live my life, and I'm 30 years old. And that's crazy to say. That's really crazy to say. But that's just the reality of it. I'm a late bloomer. Shut up. I'm a late bloomer, but I'm still gonna bloom.